global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello fam, welcome back to our channel. We have a trending news for you, and after this news you will understand why the North will not want to cede power to the South. When I mean South, I'm referring to both the South, Southeast, South, and Southwest. And they have their strong reasons why it is so. And you would also understand why a lot of regions are thinking of not just restructuring, but carving a nation out of a nation. That's carving their nation out of Nigeria, like the Oduduwa Republic, like Biafra Republic, and the likes, and as many that would probably join in, as the case may be, because a lot of things are unfolding. We are already in 2022, but the 2023 elections, presidential elections, are already playing out, and consultations are seriously ongoing. And the North have revealed, from their person as the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, have actually mentioned the fact that there is no way, sorry to bust your bubbles, but there is no way the North will cede their powers to the South, and they have their strong reasons. And maybe that's probably, normally before now, I do not advocate for breakage of a nation, but if that is what will bring peace, then we're all open to options. Because the truth of the matter is the fact that despite the unrest, despite the insecurity, they are not willing to let go. The many years they have been ruling Nigeria have not, recorded very serious strides in economy. The few years that Jonathan, Goodluck Jonathan ruled the nation, yes, he may not be a perfect president, but yes, our GDP rose, and we had prospect, there was future, there was hope, there was employment. Some persons will say it's a chop regime, but at least there was a chopping, and it was going down. There was this trickle down effect, but then there was also an economic progress, which is what every nation desire. Well, the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum have said that the presidency will not be ceded to the South, and the president of the AYCA, that's Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, Yerimma, has said that he's actually very irritated. The North are really irritated that they think that the entire North will cede the whole thing to the Southern politicians. That's not possible, and the fact that Southern politicians are thinking that Northerners will leave power for them in 2023, then they must be joking. He said, how can you think we, the North, will cede power to the South in 2023? The North still wants the presidency. The South is in charge of the economy. That's one of the major reasons why they have refused to let go, because the South is in charge of the economy, and they have everything, as in the southern part of Nigeria have human resources. I'm not talking about armadures. I'm not talking about having them in quantum. I'm talking about economic use of the human resources. The South also have natural resources. The best of the best is actually in the South. Talk about the gold, talk about the tourism. We got the very best in the southern part. Well, for the northern part, I guess what they have is bombing. They have terrorism and the rest. I guess they're exporting it down to the side. I'm just saying what is now obvious. I know they have natural resources, but they're not harnessing it, and it's beginning to show, because while the South are busy developing, building themselves, trying to develop their region, the North unconsciously is taking the region back because of ethnic crisis, because of this issue of the Boko boys always trying to come with the ideologies, because of Fulani herdsmen insisting that they must do nomadic grazing, they must be moving from place to place without doing the usual ranching that the whole world knows. Americans, they use beef? They use beef. Okay, but you don't get to hear cattle farmers headers clash in US, do you? So why is our own still primitive? Simply because they're in the corridor of power and they don't want to let go. They're not even open to change, and that's what is actually affecting the whole of Nigerian economy as a whole. Okay, let's continue. They said even if we are to cede the power, Okay, that's the second reason now. So even if you are to cede the power to the South in 2023, we should be considering people like Oduduwa. He has his reasons, and I'll tell you why. He said it's because he's someone that the North trust, and the Northern elders will give him their full support. Most Nigerians don't know that Kalu's incarceration emanated from conspiracy and betrayal from his party, the APC. Now you now understand why Ohaneze Ndigbo is screaming and shouting that the presidency should go to Ndigbo, should come to the South, and should actually go to Ndigbo in particular, because they've been marginalized. They have their reasons why they're beckoning for presidency for the Ndigbos. But you're hearing it now that even if they will consider, they're considering their Hausa Igbo extra. They're considering their Hausa Igbo relation. Okay, so if you check very well, from time immemorial, Oduduwa have always identified with the North. During his time as the governor, he actually wanted Ruga in Abia State. It was not a hidden fact. He made it very open. Okay, he chose even the North even before his people, not before this whole saga now came up and all that. So that's to tell you that they are not in a hurry anytime soon to let go. And if they will let go, they will put in their puppets. They will put in the one they will remote control, which means by default they will still be ruling. While the South is busy developing themselves, the North are busy raising Amajiris that will end up being a menace to the society. You know, everyone knows that the Amajiris are synonymous to begging, they're synonymous to hands and plates, or plates in hand, going borrowing or going begging. And it's beginning to affect our economy and our mentality of our borrowing system in Nigeria. If you check, Nigeria has never borrowed the way the country has in history, from inception, when Nigeria became a democratic nation, even from a military nation till now. They have never borrowed in this magnitude. We borrow to eat. We borrow to pay for expenditure. We borrow for everything. And that's the beggarly mentality of the regular Nigerians on the street. And they're bringing in their natural attribute, African primitive natural attribute to the nation ruling of the nation, and it's affecting our economy. And now he has boldly said it. That's the reason that if they give the Southern power and they have the economic power, obviously they will be like slaves. Okay, that's just the mentality in summary. So they don't want to be enslaved. If you have the economic power, why should you also give you the political power? Okay, so now that also means, by my inference, this is what I'm actually deducing, that while everybody's shouting, we want to go, let Biafra go, let Oduduwa go, nobody's going anywhere with this kind of statement. If you go, who will take care of the economy? That's the jeep. You're not understanding the jerk. Why they are all clamoring for the one Nigeria? Because if you go, Nigeria can't manage itself. Nigeria needs to, the economic wills you see, the taxation you see, it's all coming from the South. The refineries, the allocation, federal allocation money funds you get to see, it's all coming from the South. Okay, the ideas, the business acumen, it's all coming from the South. Okay, if you want to, we don't want to go into bits and pieces what the North do, but what sustains the economy of Nigeria, the chunk of it comes from the South, and that's the bitter truth. And so if they don't want, so this issue of referendum that Senator Barry was talking about, and the fact that all stakeholders should be on deck, all hands should be on deck to ensure that it comes to pass. If the North do not want it to happen, and if the stipulated agreement is that all stakeholders must be on deck, that means it may not see the light of the day. So I don't know, but it will go beyond let us go. That's the bitter truth. If that's their major reason, then obviously there's a little fear, a little anxiety that Oduduwa must not go, Biafra must not leave. Lagos is the commercial nerve center, one of the strong commercial nerve center in Nigeria. The tax revenue generated from Lagos alone is enough to sustain Lagos and even help Nigeria. Headquarters of most companies are in Lagos. Same thing with Rivers. Abuja, yes. But then other states have what their quota they bring. Ogun State is also very, in fact, they are competing very strongly. Okay, Imo State have theirs, Anambra have theirs. They have the quota they bring, and so many others. Kaduna also have, but if you want to take it by percentage, you just find out that the South takes the day, and that's the reason why Ohaneze Ndigbo may need to rethink. And if they will ever consider giving it to the South, then they must be their puppet. Do you really want anyone to rule by proxy? It's up to us. Let's meet in the comment section. What's your take about what the Yerimma, the Northern Youth Forum, that's Arewa Youth Forum, said, and the exposure he has made concerning their true picture of political rulership in Nigeria and why they can't, for any reason, let go of power. In case if you've not subscribed to our channel, please do so by clicking on the red subscribe button and click on the bell notification icon to get notified. God bless you. Let's meet in that comment.